3. And this is Shield Wall, not the usual Grace leader that you see with Knights. There's an Avalok Sage as a tutor for Damsel, and of course you can decree for Avalok. This is the series that gives you a card back if you lose a round. Unless it's, locked or killed. We have a Kutkudak, Purify. As well as a Secret Service, which is now a card that's at 2 power, 7 provisions. This will be interesting to see. We have a Pirates deck with Ragnarok and Endless Void, so double scenario Pirates. We have seen something like this from Cyrus in the past, but he played Tempest and Weather with Funeral Boats. This one is... There is one Funeral Boat, but there's also a little Hofru. Is there a Sove? Yes, there's a Sove. I think I've seen this idea before. I don't remember if it was Skiko or someone else. But Sove with scenarios is definitely an interesting deck. We also have Axel as the proactive play, Seagull for carryover, and we have Tear of the Seas and Bjorn as sort of armor payoff cards. There's one On-Crate Raider, 2 Corsairs, a Gutting Slash, and a Squirrel. Troko already making excuses. That's how we know it's the real Troko and it didn't get hacked. We have a Line Pockets here with Oniromancy, Cleaver, Casimir Bassi, Igni, Philippa. So like a mid-range crime deck, it seems. There is a Brawler and a Blacksmith. Aside from the Brawler, I don't see a lot of ways to set up Igni. Of course, you do have the Bassi treasures, but they don't... they break initiative. So this Igni may just be like a Geralt that's less likely to brick against wide decks, I guess. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it goes. And then we have Tatterwing with Ragnarok. And yeah, Morvad and Tatterwing, that's standard. Hivemind, Laura Doran, these are all standard Tatterwing cards. There's a Gales. And we don't have Ardgaith anymore because Laura's 3 power. Yeah. There's some Oxenford Scholars, some Night Wraiths. Just like swarmy cards. They have synergy with Laura. Let's take a look at what Young Face has brought. And I'm also gonna just see if I did make myself observer, right? Yeah. Okay, so one more time and Walid are already in their game. Youngface and Skiko haven't done their bans yet. Mr. Cute. How do you know it's not Mrs. Cute, Dryad? Okay, so let's see what Youngface brought. We have a double cross golden necker deck with Unicorns, Maral, Warrit, Kanta. So we got the Witcher trios, which is Serret, Letho, and Ox. In terms of artifacts, there's a puzzle box. And that's it. So it's just a golden necker double cross deck. Very interesting. 2 Blightmakers for thinning. In theory, one of them could put Golden Necker up top in a pinch. There's 2 locks. There's some poisons for control. And locks. So this is a kind of a control-y Golden Necker deck, I guess. And then we have a Papsala Fury deck with Scorch. And Sihil. Hello. Curse Scroll... Sihil There's Land of Thousand Fables and Oniromancy, so lots of ways to get Sihil. And it's Fast Solid Fury, so you can create targets. We see some Abordage and a bunch of bronzes. And also Highland Warlords. So this should be interesting. Next, we have Inspired Zeal from Youngface. Yeah, and this is a non-devotion War of Clans, yes. But since you play Sihil, like if you play 2 Highland Warlords, right? You could remove a 7 with the War of Clans, right? Sihil into War of Clans is a play. So that's kind of clever. I hope Weeple has made it home in time. I'm a little worried. I think they were like on their way home and they said they might be a little late, but they haven't done bans yet. I'll be very sad if we don't see this matchup because it looks very cool. We have Inspired Zeal with AA, Meave, Johnny, Seltkirk, Philippa. A lot of 9P and less cards, but there's like a Vandergriff Blade, a Vincent, 2 Secret Service, 2 Frigates. Yeah, I figured Skiko. If you scroll up, you'll see at around 10 minutes till 12, Weeple said, I signed up for tournament, but I may not be available for another 30 minutes, just to let you know. And I told him that we would start at a little later, but come on, Weeple, make it home. And then finally, we have a Carapace deck with Keltullus and Sabbath. So this is a Kelly deck with Nithral, the Beast, Phantom, Were-Rat. So a bunch of consumes to keep the unit count low. There's a Forktail, Wild Hunt Hounds, and then a few specials again to try and keep the unit count low. It's got the minimum number of units. For tutors, there's an Onira, there's an ADC, and a Royal Decree. Okay. Well, interesting decks. Maybe we'll see a game. And I think we're live on YouTube. I think I got it to work somehow. I've seen a Kelly player put Veil on their She Who Knows today. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Well, that can work if you have like a spear tip. Right? You can Veil the She Who Knows so that it can't be locked, and then She Who Knows puts the resilience on the spear tip. But yeah. She Who Knows needs some base power increases or something. It was an interesting card, especially from Red Coin. But like, I regretted playing it against Nilfgaard so many times against Assimilate that I'm just traumatized by that card. Hey Tom, how's it going? What is it? Is it 13 provisions right now? Yeah, it's a little expensive. Like Shoop is 12, and Shoop does Cube creates a 10 resilience point unit on the board, but it also does like 16 other things. Yeah, it has a deck building requirement, but She Who Knows has a Sabbath requirement. So it's not like something you can play it on a dry pass either. Right? I think it's equally hamstrung. So I think it needs to be cheaper, yeah. 6/6 like Marlena. You mean 6 power and 6 provisions? Yeah, good luck. That would take 7 months. So in July of 2026, assuming you got everyone to agree with you and nobody to mess with you. No, it would take more. Because you can only do a power or a provision each patch. So it would need like 11 months. So November of next year, if everybody agreed to let you do it. CDP had the kind of game devs to make 1013 lockable resilience just to power keep it with a 2014 deploy resilience call. Yeah. I mean, that's the other issue, right? Like, King Crumb makes a mockery of it. Hello, Sarcastic. How's it going? Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to get to see Young Faces games. Not unless everybody's like... Skiko, are you okay with waiting and just playing Young Face when he shows up? It would make round 1 take longer. But maybe I can try getting into, like, if there's a game 3 between One More Time and Waleed. We can watch that, and then when Young Face gets here. Okay, thank you. Alright, so let's take a look at Max Tremeer's decks, since we're waiting. Okay with anything? I think that's mighty kind of you. I wish I didn't have power outages. I really want to play in one of these turns. Do you lose internet when your power goes out, Akatosh? Because you could play on an iPad or on your phone. So we have Golden Necker, Necrotome, Bloodsent. Because this leader now has 17 provisions. We got Garcanes, Plumards, Alps, Necrats, Ice Giants, Fletters as the bronzes. There's, of course, a Jotun. There's no reason to play Ice Giants, not Jotun. There's a Dorigary. There's a Last Wish and a Royal Decree as the 2 specials. Oh, and a Necromancy. So 3 specials. As far as like how this compares to other Necrotome Vampire decks, there's a Protofletter, there's an Oriana, there's a Katakan, and a Verena. All seems pretty standard. There's no Riptide. Sometimes you see a Riptide in these decks. Occasionally we see a Toad, but I don't think in like a Jotun version you would see that. And then we have Guerrilla Tactics Shiru, Devotion Shiru with Gezrus. Is this the current like standard Aithna deck? You tried to snipe Gabanito with Henry? Well, that sounds like it would have been fun. Henry versus Henry matchup. Make this 18 provisions so Troko can upgrade something to Larva. I mean, you could cut Dora, Gary. But no, I guess not. Yes, this is the Metallic Danny idea. You hear that, Troco? You're playing the Metallic Danny version. Oh, you're right that you need another card, and then you don't want to cut a bronze because then you'd have half a bronze pair. Yeah. Makes sense. You do need double Call of the Forest? What do you mean double Call of the Forest? And then we have a Nilfgaard Sigil deck. Oh. Yeah, so you can wait, but how do you have a second Call of the Forest? Are you playing the Veil Lady? Oh, Philivandrel. Yeah, I was like, did you add Francesca at some point? Last Wish is any 2 cards, I believe. And since you're here, I'm gonna play the song request you had from 7 days ago. Good to see you, Cyrus. Last Wish, look at top 2 cards from your deck, play one, banish the other. Yeah, so this is a... For me, at least, I saw Lario utilizing this heavily in Golden Necker Necrotome. These decks thin to... so this is... There's 1 thinning here, 2, 3, 4, 5... And then this is 7. I've seen decks that thin more with Last Wish. But it's just because it's a special that will always play in this deck will always play a unit. Right? Because either it will have 2 units, because you play it from Golden Neck. Either it will see 2 units, or it will see a Decree or a Necromancy, either of which will also play a unit. So you want to have... Yeah. And then this is... Yeah, I mean, but it could give you, like, Protoflutter and Doragary, in theory. It's unlikely in this deck, but it could. So yeah, this is Sigil with Emir, Enforcers, and Spies. So Sigil Spies. There's 2 Sergeants and 2 Slave Drivers as well for some points. There's a Ramon. And Brothans, of course, for another Spy and a proactive play. And then we have Stockpile with Vess, Henselt. Stockpile got a provision, right? Yeah. Double Forbidden Magic, a Maxi, 2 Temerian Infantry. Okay. So 1 Onager Reinforcement, and then 2 Temerian Infantry. This is like not all in on Temerian, but he's playing it as a value card. If you've played Radovid, then this is a 13 for 6 or 14 for 6 if you can. That'll be on the back row. They are soldiers, so they can help with crew, but their main purpose is just point slam. Yeah, this doesn't play like what's the name of the artifact? The heck? What is my filter? What? Is there a reset all filter? Oh, I had it filtered to Cursed Toad. Okay. Thank you. I was like, what is going on? Flotsam. Yeah, I was looking for where... Oh, we have a summon mashed potato. Potato. Okay. Yeah. Flotsam. There's no Flotsam or casting contest or a Dahlia. It's just in there as a value card. Okay, looks like one more time beat Wally to 0. It looks like Weeple isn't gonna make it. Been kind of 30 minutes after the official start time, so unfortunate. Yeah, let's go ahead and play round 2. Do you guys want to see Eitner versus Skiko, or do you want to see One More Time versus Max Tremere? Type 1 for Eitner Skiko, 2 for One More Time Max Tremere. Also, Eitner, are you streaming right now? Or just playing? Alright. Looks like more people want to see Eitner Skiko. A couple people want to see One More Time Max Tremere. Okay. You guys have 10 minutes to do your bans. While they're doing that, I'm going to check out One More Time stacks. So One More Time brought Tatterwing? No. Araka Swarm with Sheetroll and Glusty, Riptide, Eskull. This is a little bit like that Erendite's deck with Portal that Rosma used to play, but not quite. It does run Mamuna and Hive Mind and Curse Scroll. Oh, sorry, and Crimson Curse. But it runs also Glusty and Sheetroll and Brand Warrior. So it's a Glusty deck. There are ways to create drones and ways to consume things. These cards are now 4 for 5, so they have a higher chance of living. Interesting. You know, since we only have 4 games today, can we just cast both games? Anyone have One More Time's info? Like, I forget what their name is in my chat. Okay, Troco, don't do any bans. Don't do any bans so the games don't actually happen. Hopefully one more time we'll... No, I think you're fine. You can do what you want to do. No. I was talking to Troko. You're fine. No, I already reset yours, Troko. Just don't do it again. You're fine. We're good, guys. We're good. If anybody sees one more time typing in chat, or if somebody knows their Discord or whatever, let them know we're gonna wait on their game. So this is Eithne versus Skiko. Game number 1. So Eithne banned Skiko's pirate deck, so we don't get to see Sov double scenario. And Skiko banned Eithne's shield wall deck. Which actually reminds me, we never looked at Eithne's decks. So Eithne brought their signature Shirub Devotion deck. Along with a Jackpot Yago deck with Madame. A Shield Wall Alumni deck. I think. Yeah, there's a Letitia. This isn't the version with Roche and Blue Dream. This is just a more traditional alumni. There is a telekinesis. Wait, there's no... Yeah. Okay, there's telekinesis in Muzzle and Gerhardt. And then, of course, we have standard aristocrats, the Miamon variant with Kanta, Gortha, Gavade. So, game 1, Eithne is going to have blue coin. You think non-Verno is superior? Interesting. All right, let's go. Game number 1.
Slow, ain't ya?
Slow, ain't ya? So it's going to be Jackpot on blue coin versus Line Pockets. This is going to be interesting because Eithne has Madame and Saul in hand. And currently, no, Madame is not bricked. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Skiko handles this. Eithne is just going to open with Madame. He's going to click this, play Madame, get to 9 coins. It's going to pull out Flying Redanian, and then he's going to have 3 engines on the board. And Skiko's going to struggle to catch up in tempo. Here it is.
This way. Upstairs. Sleep, my champion. Rest now.
The reason he went from like 1 coin back up to 9 coins is because of King of Beggars, of course.
In the Order's name, I confiscate these goods.
Really did the classic Madame to solve the pass. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Ooh, looks like
But
some
first he's going to
library.
play the other Slice Electress because now it's bonded. And so even non-units will give, that Skiko plays will give 2 points each. So like if you play Urko into Novi Justice, you give your opponent 6 points. Kind of crazy. He has to... Skiko kind of has to answer this, I believe. He does have a Bloody Good Fun. Like normally in a red coin situation like this, your opponent plays this much, you think, okay, you can have the round. I'm going to play 3 and pass. But because these are passive engines, can't really do that. Gekko instead opts to go for an Eternal Fire Priest. So now here comes Saul. $10 to $33, but also 1, 3, that's 4 points a turn from these two. And then an extra 3 for every card that your opponent plays. So minimum 7 points a turn for Aithne. Another option, of course, is for Skiko to just lose uneven from red. But he's gonna go ahead and answer the Saul.
Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
I think just gonna pass. He's fine with 4 points a turn. Minimum. Because he's already ahead by 16.
An austere life is a virtuous life.
So we see a congregation get played. Congregation plays for like 10 points and 1 coin in this deck, so it's a very good card. Skiko just now has to do the math to make sure he doesn't miscalculate. Hey, Waking Leaves. Youngface didn't make it. Like, he wasn't able to show up in time. The other series, One More Time, 1-2-0.
Mercy nor forgiveness.
And then I'm going to try and cast both of the semi-final games.
How many sweet rolls could I get for a diamond?
So Skiko's going to 48 points. He had to go down to 4 cards, but he did set up at least a Fallen Knight in the graveyard. He did thin with Furco. Still has a lot of cards he needs to draw. He's got, you know, a bunch of bronzes. I don't think you want these 2 cards. Yeah, he's gonna mulligan a blacksmith. Gets Oniro, that's good. Meanwhile, over here, Aithne is just gonna play Novigrad and then play Candle. And that will pull Redanian out of the graveyard. And he can play another card if he wants to. He might play a Shady Vendor, go try and find... No. Because you want to save King of Beggars for next round. Okay, he's gonna thin with Sewer Raiders instead. Guess he just decided if he wants to play Candle now or not. Yes, technically it's over profit, but it's fine. Like, I think it's better to just have Candle on the board. He decides he wants to throw away one of his poisons. Maybe because the tallest unit Skiko is going to have is going to be a Fallen Knight, which is going to have Veil anyway, so maybe poison's not worth much. There's the bouncers that you don't want in round 3. Doesn't want to... He wants Yago, but he doesn't want to draw King of Beggars. On the other side, Skiko is missing Casimir Bassi, Ruben's Treasure, Philippa. He has Onira for one of them. He has a Nova Justice with 2 targets. Now 3. Okay, so he does draw a Treasure at least. This Nova Justice has to be saved until after Cleaver is played. Okay. Skiko does take the last mulligan, gets XCOM. XCOM could get him something good, potentially. On the other side, Aithna is just going to open. Open with Candle.
Don't take this sword a toy.
While Skiko plays a Fallen Knight, Aithna's going to respond by dropping a Horson's Freak Show and answering the Knight. And now this is the problem I think that Skiko is going to have to deal with. Which is that as long as his Freak Show's alive, he won't get to develop his Fallen Knights. Okay, Onira for Casimir. Start setting up some explosive barrels. These barrels will theoretically help him deal with Friction at some point. But now we have Heviter on the other side, pinging for 2 damage to Casimir Bassi every turn. So it's going to be within removal range pretty soon. And Aithna has 6 coins, right? So if Skiko plays Hammelfart, oh, Casimir is also a Crown Splitter, so Nova Justice can actually work here. And he gets a Chorus Blacksmith, which is going to use to spend the 0, get another explosive barrel. Now he's got 6 damage on the board. With 9, he'll be able to kill Freak Show, right? Here comes a Shady Vendor. I wonder if it will just be for Sesame. No, it's for Purge. And he even plays the clicks the Novigrad, finds a Disciple, and uses the coins to uses Freak Show without losing Horde. Because Novigrad's on the melee row, it will get a coin before Heviter's end of turn ability. So very cleanly played by Aithna. Removes the Spender. And I think, yeah, 1 coin. Oh. I would have thought he would just kill this and get another explosive, because Freak Show being on the board isn't that big a deal if opponent can't remove Bassi, which I didn't think was happening. Important to note, Skiko's deck does not run Novigrad. So we do see some damage on the Heviter. He's going to have to finish it this turn, though, because he is going to do that.
Give what we demand, and will not harm a hair on your wench's head.
He didn't. Well, this can just get boosted with Candle. I don't understand why we did that. I guess it was going to expire. Here comes Morel to answer the Hammelfart, and now there's only going to be 1 Fallen Knight on the board. 11. 1 coin. Should remove the Heviter. He's gonna play Cleaver first.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.
And then is he gonna click or not? Reuven's Treasure is pretty late.
Oh, you've done it now. Better than paying taxes.
Aithna doesn't even bother
Remove
healing
his
up the
crown,
inhibitor.
then his ears.
Okay, he does heal it now. Skiko needed to, like, I mean, he can't remove both this 8 and this 1. If he could have, then Yago would have been kind of neutered. Although Hivitor is a pirate, so Yago can... Oh, yeah, no, Yago would have been neutered. If you could answer all the spenders. Oh, what? Did he have a coin? How did he get a special? He must have had a coin. Maybe it does it create a coin when you play it? Hey, Zach, dude. And Rich.
Next time it'll
The stolen mutagens used to take out Hivitor.
be you balmy-faced baby.
And the barrels are used. So Casimir getting a lot of value here. Cleaver just went under kind of tall.
Alone shall you wander until the end of days, cursed and shat upon.
Blabbing already.
Looks like excommunication was used to just find a brawler. Is there an Igni? As both rows only have 18 points at the moment. This brawler is actually Skiko's only spender at the moment. He's gonna get some coins back from his treasure, not a lot. Right now, there actually isn't a good damnation target, is there? Because Helvete is 9 provisions now. This is going to be the turn that Aithna plays is Yago. Okay, so Igni will play for at least 12 points. More now. 13.
Something's glistening on this.
I'm unclear. Okay, you need to spend at least 1 coin. Ooh. Goes to 17. I mean... So on this, it would be a 6 provision card? No, there's enough points for Igni to work because of initiative is only 20. Yeah. So there's a 32-point Igni right there with the brawler set up.
Nose, mouth, any hole.
And Skiko's gonna take this comfortably. Jackpot just didn't have enough points in the long round to match Casimir Bassi and the engines that Skiko had. He's just gonna play Roderick because it's, you know, a card. He still has 5 more points here as well. He could have clicked both of these, but he didn't need to grab the points. Yeah, there was, I mean, I think Aithna misclicked one of those, like he roped and he boosted one of his cards unnecessarily. He kind of walked into that. I think he might have still lost even if he hadn't done that. Long run, Ryaga really isn't that great. Right, without Madame or Saul, the only engine he had was Hivitor, which is why I was like itching for Skiko to get rid of it. It would be like 17 more points, Akatosh, I think. But yeah. Like best case scenario. But the tricky part was for Skiko to be able to catch up in round 1 and not miss his cards. Did Morels the thing a long time ago? Morels what? Casimir? Yeah, Casimir played for 1,000,000 points. It was kind of an insane amount of points. And he had an answer for it. I think Aithna was maybe overly... Like, he was overvaluing the knights, and he wanted to make sure there's not 2 knights on the board.
You've talked enough.
Fallen knights. That's why the Morels went on the Hamel fort. He also, keep in mind, didn't actually have a refund for Morels. So Morels was going to cost him 6 coins. But yeah, I think looking at that last round, it was probably better just to get rid of Casimir immediately. Yeah, this shady vendor wouldn't have been great, but it's fine. Okay, so new game. This time Skiko is on blue coin with Shield Wall Damsel deck. And Aithne is playing Scoia'tael, probably his favorite deck. And this version actually runs Mutagenerator. So first card is Avalok into Mutagen, and because he's against Devotion, we know the Mutagen is going to stick. It'll be interesting to see how Aithne plays this round. Looks like he wants to play 3 and pass. He just says, you got round 1, buddy. Oh my god, why am I still potato? Giving away potatoes for free.
Start with today.
My lady, your elegance does draw
In this economy,
the eyes
free
out.
potatoes? Uh-uh. You're sure this deck would work just as well as Royal Expression Leader, but I don't know. There's gotta be a reason. I mean, the duelers are better with Shield Wall. A lot better.
Hell, but lie.
And then there's also the done banners, which you need a way to trigger them, and you're not going to use the grace leader for that.
Gentlemen, mount up.
There's a few things I'm sure working for it. Thank you, Van. Look at him modding, chat.
Longsword, backsword, arming sword, bastard sword.
Hey, Grimace Tired, welcome to the chat. Happy to have you here. XTD Walk. He doesn't even know the emotes in the channel.
Wind whistles Willow's whip.
Okay, so another Circle of Life. So a Rebuke was played actually. What did he rebuke? Centurion Knight. Does Aithne have reach? Can Skiko pass? I mean, you don't really want to pass when you have a mutagen on the board, but yeah, he does click the squire saying, I'm leaving. That's his I'm leaving play. So Aithne does have a Shiru at 5. So he does have a 20-point Shiro. And that's actually just enough to get ahead. He could do it. And he does. Wait, he's got. Yeah, he has the leader once. But I think Skiko's fine to pass now, right? Well, it might be hard for him to defend the bleed. Because I think it has a better short round with Simless, I think. Like, if Skiko's scenario gets bled, I'm sure he's got carryover, but... Okay, we see Vandergrift come out, takes the infusion. Vandergrift is what? How many provisions? Okay, Sinless is coming out. That's interesting. Vandergrift is 9 provisions. And there is 1, 2... There's a lot of 9 pieces in the deck. Why so aggro? I think because you want to bleed the scenario. And because with Aithne you have a better short round, presumably.
There is no escape.
Like Aithne Philavandrel. So Skiko can't get ahead here. I don't think. This is 1 plus 7. 8 plus 2, 10. You can play it front row. No.
Justice. That is
Why not put it on the other side of the Redanian Knight? I don't understand. I think he's gonna play Call of the Forest. Wow. That's a big commitment. Okay.
Enid and Glenna!
Yeah, there's no way Skiko's playing there. Because he needed 2 turns for Selkirk to get value, and his last card was a scenario. Right? Trucko, you might be making it to the finals without having to play a game. That is some absolute skill. One soldier never play Shiro on 1, absolutely never. Make a clip of this game and send it to him. Yeah, but imagine if you win. Can I jump in if one more time doesn't show up? I can't. I wouldn't be able to observe your game, unfortunately. That would have been cool, but... Okay, so Aithne's gonna bleed, and then Skiko has to play the scenario. We see Vandergrift get sniped. Aithne just didn't want Vandergrift to be there for round 3. Now that scenario's out, his only concern was Vandergrift. I think Skiko will play the Knight and then click this. Or maybe play Baron, huh? It's not like Baron's gonna get... Well, it might get some value, actually. This AA would be his last AA. He's not playing AA here. He does have this, like, chonky Cursed Knight. which might not be Brehenable in a short round 3. Skiko is roping. He's got to decide. He drops the Baron. Interesting. He puts it on the back row. He knows it's safe. But Baron's gone. I guess technically this was... He wanted to keep this over Baron? Hey, Cappy. Okay, so now we have round 3, 6 cards for both players. Does AA have any targets? Yes, there's a Redanian Knight. Let's go of the Seltkirk, interesting. I don't think you ever AA is Seltkirk. We're going to open with the Maiden's Shield. You know, without Royal Inspiration as a leader, only way to boost it is via Griffin Witcher Ranger. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Get out, you baldy-faced baby.
Maiden with solo? I'm not sure how. Sure, the leader charges will double in value. But there's no Aaron Knight. Okay, we just have 2 leader charges instead.
Long live Eccentrics.
Okay, a Redanian Knight gets deployed. That is an engine. It's going to start working. Here comes Aithna in its final form. There's no good target right now for Sentry Knight because this has a shield. And you don't want to play Ranger yet, so we might just see Kutkudak dropped. And this needs Grace 14. Personally, I would drop Kutkudak between these two, but Call the Forest can be played for Brehen here. And like kill the Bronwyn and the Bold before it has a chance to get value, but I think only has 1 leader chart. He's not like he can move something twice. Thank you, Sam. You really make me appreciate having chat on screen, knowing this is recorded for all of history. It will be in the YouTube bot. Maiden will double the value of the Witcher Ranger, but yeah. You see Kutkudak get moved. There's no locks. Item doesn't run any locks. That's really brave. So this Kutkudak wasn't really ever getting any value. Why didn't we just move the Redanian Knight? At least it would disable it.
Onward! Seltkirk leads the way!
Respectfully speaking, I don't care what Uppal feels, boys. He disgusts me as a human being.
Okay, so we have a Call of the Forest, or we have a Bountiful Harvest into an Elven War Dancer.
Watch and learn.
There is still a Tempering.
medallions on me. It just says it out flickering.
Okay. This ability played for 2 points. You move disable Quick Kodak into made it into I see, because Quick Kodak could purify this and then you click it without having to activate the grace. Gotcha. I guess that explains why Quick Kodak is in the deck. It's a cute idea. Pico now has 75 points. And he did win game 1. And I don't think this Gord's going to be enough.
Go ahead, move around all you want.
Oh, but Brehen is enough to win by 1 point by killing Maiden's Shield. Wow. So I think it ties up the series 57 to 56. What a crazy last turn. Oh my god. That's good news for us because we get to see one more game. Yeah, that was like a Game of Thrones level plot twist.
Nerf this fucking card, man.
You're gonna get Eichmann nerfed. Alright, so it's 1-1. The winner goes into the finals. Please don't nerf Brehen, he sucks. He does suck. That was not Brehen winning the round. The winner gets a Berletta 1. Oh, come on, Dave. We'd at least give him a Stitcher. You know, like a useful gun. How you doing, buddy? So players do have a choice here. I think can either play Jackpot or Aristocrats from Blue Coin. It's probably going to be Jackpot again. And Skiko can play Shield Wall or Tatterwing, and he's going to choose to play Tatterwing. Interesting. Can Tatterwing put up enough tempo to not loot, to not have to go long round? Or maybe he just wins long round, I don't know.
Feel a draft. Let me shut the door.
Fixing my posture. Uh-oh. I don't see a Madame in hand. And there's no squirrel to counter Hive Mind, so this is going to be tough. Round 1 for Eiffel. Or at least less than ideal. How did he get the coins? Oh, eavesdrop first. What was the order? It's Kiki more Stalker next. I guess Kiko was setting up to be able to counter Madame, but there's no Madame. Now he won't have his best control in future rounds. Because it's not like there's any other removal here. There's just a natural selection. That's it. Morels is coming down.
Love to hear him beg for mercy. Not that it helps.
So I decided he's not getting last say. Right? Because if you're getting last say, you want more else for the Morbud. But I don't know. I guess he wanted to play Hiviter to start removing bodies, but he couldn't play Hiviter with Stalker on the board. Maybe that's the reason? Like, if Eithel's not contesting the round, he should have just played an Eventide and then passed. Like, just lose on even, whatever. I'm not sure, like, with Hive Mind active, I feel like he's committing a lot. So now his Freak Show's gone.
Are you cold, human insect?
Like, Iago doesn't win the long round without... Well, I guess he will have Madame, but I'm not sure that will be enough. And now we have Candle committed as well. Just one boost to get it out of Nat Selection plus Frost removal range. But Skiko can just play Laura now. And guarantee he wins the round uneven. Okay, we're just gonna play more Frost for now. There's no reason to commit Laura yet if we can be ahead on even without it. He gets the Hiviter. And poisons are also kind of useless with matchup. So Hiviter is going to be really helpful. But Nat Selection is 6 points and there's 4 points coming from Frost. He can also just play the Wolf back to get ahead. Like, there's no rush for Skiko. He has one more turn to decide to play Laura. He decides to play Nat Selection instead. Interesting to me. Because now this can just get removed, yeah. I feel like that Nat Selection was a mistake.
1, go!
Now we see Laura come out. Well, why? Like, this would have gotten him ahead. I don't know. I guess because there was coins on the other side and he didn't want to, like, let Freak Show remove everything. The Freak Show's not a great spender. Alright, so I think got one Laura to come out. Maybe now he can lose on even with some peace of mind. Take some solace in the fact that one Laura would use. But he used Morels and Freak Show and Hiviter. I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess that was the last turn he could play Laura. You guys are correct. I mean, I said as much like a minute ago. I was like, he has one more turn to play Laura. And then next turn I'm like, why is he playing Laura now? Classic commentator. Literally have the memory of nothing. No Novigrad either for Eithne. No Novigrad, no Decree, no Madame. I think he's cooked. Like, Skiko can just play Ragnarok next. That's what I would do.
Map's upside down again.
With a row this full? Yeah. There's Ragnarok. Even with an empty row, it's still 6 points on deploy, and it's going to be an extra like 9 when he plays a gold card.
How about this one?
Yeah, plus he can decree for Gales, which will get Laura back out.
The Academy's bureaucracy.
But he would need Frost first. I don't think he's playing Gales, is he? No. I think he was hoping one of these would go on the other row. Oh, he can kill Laura with chapter 1. So no, he can play Gales into Laura now. Is he gonna lead her back row first? Yeah. Here it comes. And he can just keep Morvad for next round. Because this is 2 golds. You play the Laura, so he'll get the second chapter as well. That was a few points. That was some points there. Many points. So, Aiden has to play the Yago now, and his best spender is like a vitality spender. He can at least boost with Yago. Just like not enough points. He's literally just gonna lose. And Skiko even has more of a... Yeah. GG. Fighting for round 1 and then still losing on even against a deck that can bleed like that. It never turns out well. Of course, if he had Madame to defend the bleed, he would have been fine. If we're, well, he wouldn't have gotten 2-0. Then we'd have a round 3 with Tatterwing and Morvad versus Yago. We'll see. Don't tell me the moment I was able to participate is there. Yep. And one more time wasn't able to make it, so Roko gets the victory here. Technical victory. Rope first game cost you? Yeah. Trocco says it was hard getting to the finals. Yeah. You got a buy in this round and you got a technical victory. Unfortunate. I really wanted to see one more time's decks. It looks like they brought some cool stuff. But they lost power. And Young Face also had issues as well. So we had some technical difficulties, challenges for people. But now we're in the finals. And we're going to have Troko versus Gecko. Kind of a cool match. I'm kind of excited for it. Troko is Max Premier. Both of them brought pretty cool lineups. As always, exclamation tourney will take you to the deck list. You can check it out. I'm going to start the round, and players have 10 minutes to do their bans. So just a little recap. Skiko brought Shield Wall, Pirates, Line Pocket, and Tatterway. We saw the Tatterway deck just now. This is the Shield Wall deck. It's Knight's Vita Generator with Southkirk. And Kutkudak. We got Pirates with double scenario, Endless Voyage, Ragnarok, and then there's Terror of the Seas and Bjorn. Along with Axel and Seagull. Then we have Lined Pockets with Casimir Bassi, Ruben's Treasure, and Cleaver. And finally, we have Araka Swarm, Tatterwing, Laura with Ragnarok. And then Troco has brought Golden Necker Necrotome Vampires with Katakan, Oriana, and Verena. We have Devotion, Gezris, Aithne. Double Cross Sihil Spies. And Stockpile with Henselt, Vess, and 2 Temerian Infantry. This is a best of 5, so players will have to win with all 3 of their unbanned decks. I'd say Aithne won 1 match, and that's huge for him, but I see he didn't have opponent. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, Aithne is a ladder player, and just the level of competition in my tournament is like 6 million times higher than the ladder. The level of skill, the level of handsomeness, the fashion sense of these guys, like, it's just, like, you just can't have, like, you know, next week maybe Aithne can work on his handsomeness and his gusto, and see if he can do a better performance. Vanilla Siri is a very interesting card, yeah. It's kind of a cool thing that it got buffed. I hate playing against it. Especially in certain decks that can like protect it. Like this Shield Wall deck, which has 2 Purifies. One of which automatically pops out of the deck when you lock the Siri, right? So Skiko is... I'm guessing it's Skiko that's thinking about what to ban. Because Max Tremere knew what he was playing against. Well, he knew it was either Skiko or Aithne. He probably had a ban already decided. The jackpot deck is so boring. It really is. What happened to the version with Heatwave? Is Heatwave not possible to fit in it anymore? Instead of more else, I guess. Did it like lose provisions or something? Okay, so Skiko bans Max Tremere's Stockpile deck, and Max Tremere bans Skiko's Shield Wall deck. So no NR in the finals. This is a clown-free zone. No Temerians allowed. He didn't ban the strongest deck, he banned the weirder deck. What's the stronger deck? Is the stronger deck the Line Pockets deck? Archie just plays Jackpot all day? Yeah, the Syndicate deck has like the deepest bench, I think. With Fallen Knights and Congregations, and then it's got Skiko. Sorry, not Skiko. It's got Casimir, and then it's got cards like Philippa and Cleaver. See you later. Good luck. I'm observing, right? Yeah. This tournament finished. What? No. Why did the... Yeah, there's no invites going out because the system thinks the tournament's finished for some reason. Hang on. It's getting a little confused. Redo bans, please. You guys see right here where it says tournament? Like, I don't know why it did that. If that doesn't work, I'll make a new tournament for the finals. And let them play. Even the attorney client doesn't want people to play Gwent. The attorney client is in pain. The attorney client is basically Uma. It's been cursed. Okay. Can I please see invitations created? Come on, attorney client. Come on, you can do this. Oh my god. Again? Come on. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna manually add you guys to a different tournament. Okay, you guys should have an invite. Okay, I'm gonna put your decks in for you, Troko. Okay, same for you, Skiko. I'm gonna take care of it. Max Shamir was given a technical loss by the client. Oh, you know what it is? It's because you got a technical loss in the semifinals, and like it's for whatever reason it just doesn't care that you didn't actually lose that. But that's where it tripped up. Okay. It's best of 5. 4 decks. Everything's good. Okay, let's do this. Please do your bans. I don't know who's gonna get what coin, but it's random, so. Round of applause for your patience, everyone. Wow. It's really nice having a live audience for these games. Okay. I'm the master. Oh no. No. I'm just coping. I'm just trying to make it work. Let's see if we get an invite. Pick and man start. Gee, I mean, it seems like it started and finished, but you do you, attorney client. An invite! An invite! PogChamp, let's go! Troko hopefully has the invite also. Yes, let's go.
Snitches get stitches.
All right, so Skiko from Blue Coin, the finals of weekly number 114 is playing Line Pockets, Fallen Knight, Casimir Bassi Cleaver deck. Troko, Max Tremere from Red Coin is playing Devotion Shiru Aithna with Gezrus. This will be an interesting match. Skiko will want to play cards like Fallen Knight and Disciple. Of course, Max Tremere will want to answer those, I think. Both players will fight for round control, is my expectation. Proko's deck wants to have Mahakam Pass on the board and maybe Shiru buff to 5 or 6. I guess leaving a 3 means 1 leader charge can answer all of the Cleaver's muscles. So there'll be lots of play around Shiru and what power it could be at. On this side, of course, Fallen Knights have really good synergy with Congregate and with Eternal Fire Disciples. So we'll see how Skiko takes advantage of that. But first, Skiko is going to open with what? A Fallen Knight or a Disciple? It's going to be a Disciple. We should see a Circle of Life immediately answer it. You just don't want to leave an engine like this on the board. It's a 2-point a turn engine, essentially. And we have Shiru. Go get receive the boost. So Max Tremere wanted Shiru to be at 5. Skiko plays a Chorus Blacksmith and goes down to 4 coins. 3 coins. 2 coins. 1 coin. He wants to 0 coins. What? Why did he want to go to 0 coins? Did he just want to get as much tempo out of his spender? Maybe he wants to play Smuggle and then like try to leave the round? No, he plays Fallen Knight next. Okay. Max Tremere actually doesn't have a Rebuking hand. He could play Call of the Forest into Fall into Rebuke. Or he could play Simless. But that would be quite a commitment. It is Call of the Forest into Fall. Into Rebuke. So he's going to answer the Fallen Knight. He doesn't get ahead though, so Skiko could just pass here. I don't really see how he continues the round. Like, yes, he can. He has cards he can play, but he risks losing on even if he does that. Yeah, and he does immediately get out of the round. So, like, any card here, Max would get Max Tremere ahead. He might play a Circle of Life just to get some carryover on a target of his choosing. Or alternatively, he just plays this Fire Attack. This might be... Because this is a nature card, maybe that's why he wanted to keep it. Or he didn't have a target he was keen to boost. I don't know. Or this is like a control card for a Disciple later. In a future round. So I'll be interested to see if Proko bleeds heavily here. I imagine he'll want to bleed some. I don't think you want to go long round against Fallen Knights. But I also don't know how Shiru deals, like, how Shiru Gezrus plays into Lang Pockets. I don't know what that's like, what the advantages, disadvantages are. We're going to see an opening of Mahakam Pass into Minor. Pretty standard. Minor can be used to boost Shiru by 2. Just gives more flexibility. We see Skiko respond by just jamming Casimir Bassi. And this Bassi is kind of like, hey, you need to answer me or I'm going to make your bleed very expensive. It also gives Maximir a reason to pass, which might be something Skiko is perfectly fine with. I feel like this game's going to come down to how much value Shira gets. We see Circle of Life. So that tells me Stroko wants to pass. He wants to pass and keep his card. And he's happy with Casimir having been used. So then Skiko will play just an Eventide, the cheapest card he could play probably. And I'm guessing he'll play the Naturalist because it's the most profit. Okay, no, he goes with the Huckster. I guess because the extra 1 coin wouldn't have mattered, so this makes more sense. Oh, and he can actually get to 0 coins and create another explosive, which he couldn't do with the Naturalist, since the only other... I mean, he could have, but... his only other card was Veil, so it would have been weird. No, I guess Gekko has to decide if he wants to put a Fallen Knight in the graveyard. Second, no, I don't think he does. Does he want to play Reuben's Treasure here? Might not be a bad idea, honestly. No, instead he plays Congregate. I'm not sure why he played the Congregate. He could have just passed. Is there an advantage to doing that? Other than just having an extra mulligan? Guess just a 1-turn rally card? Yeah, this card was like 12 provisions and 5 power or something. And it's just a flawed card because of the adrenaline. And didn't see any play, so the council kept buffing it. Until now, it's got such a high floor that people just play it in any mid-range deck. Any deck that has bodies. It does still require an answer, so it's...
Come at me if you must. Don't take this
like,
sword
you get
off.
points and even if it gets answered. It's not a bad card to play. Especially if your deck has other cards that want to be answered. But we have a Fallen Knight opener. And Max Tremere responds by playing a Dwarven Skirmisher and using a Leader Charges to finish it off. So... this Skirmisher is actually kind of a dangerous card. I wouldn't be surprised if Skiko drops a Brawler and Leaders twice to kill it. That's exactly what we see.
The simplest methods yield best results.
Other option was to Philippa it, but... Philippa's a bit more flexible if... you know, because... oh, hello. Skiko can kill this. Skiko can full leader and kill it. Why didn't he kill it? Why aren't you killing it? You just lead her once and you drop this and you kill it. Why are kill the what?
Why should I, an elf, a sage, converse with
Oh
a king?
no. Now Simlis is just gonna clean up. I mean, Simlis was always gonna clean up, but that's an extra 6 points this just got. No, it's not, because these are tactics, not nature cards. I guess this Aithna is an extra 12 points. Yeah, so it's still worth killing.
Watch and learn.
Isn't it? Maybe he thinks the Aithna is going to be his only Igni target? Or maybe he just didn't see it. Because he had... like, this would take him to 9 points. Plus, it could have given him coins from a special. All he needed was 3 leader charges and he could have killed it. Yee. Plus, you want to play treasure as soon as possible, I think. I don't know why we're playing Novi Justice before treasure, but we are. Maybe he wants to play treasure. He's trying to get the Fallen Knight to 8 so he can damnation it. But here comes Shiru. And he's going to get rid of a Brawler, the Chorus Blacksmith, and the Fallen Knight. Hey, Lucas. Okay, so what do you do now, Skiko? Oniro into Cleaver. And he's putting it on the back row. Because he hates intimidation. He figures this is going to get tall punished anyway, so why bother?
The only good human is a...
We know that there's actually no Bran coming. Actually, never mind. Turco doesn't even play Bran. So this was just Skiko giving up a point of intimidation for no reason. But he will be playing treasure next card. Surely. Turco goes for Stall, which will come out. But like, it's just 6 points. I guess it was probably still the best choice. Or was Shaping Nature better? Next comment to Top Card Cleaver is ridiculously talented. Yes. It's legendary level of skill. No, there's no 10 provision Fire Sword unit. So all these muscles are like not targets. Okay, this is like 1,000,000 points he gave up by not positioning Cleaver correctly. It's literally hurting my brain. I'm gonna have a talk with Skiko. Like, it's not like he's playing around Shiru or some 5-head thing. He's just leaving points on the table. And now Max Tremere will be playing Gezrus next turn. Okay, he didn't want to play it melee row because it would play into Gezrus. I see that. But you're gonna yoink Gezrus anyway, so why does it matter? And it's not like on the deploy turn you have shields anyway. Even though Gezrus will always be played melee in. I guess Gezrus can be boosted with Guerrilla Tactics Leader or with Tempering to put it out of Philippa range. But if that happens, aren't you igning? Wait. Yeah, no, there's no world where this gets ignied. That I can see.
Get this over with.
So Igni comes down, plays for 12, 14 points. Arguably the 16 if you count the lost Gezrus value, which I think you should. And Gezrus gets boosted, so it's out of yoink range, and there's no brawler anymore. Don't, hold on, spend first. Spend first. Oh my god, he overprofited by 4! Shoot me now! Shoot me now! He just lost another 6 points on his cleaver. I can't. As a syndicate player, this hurts my soul. I think that Igni was fine. But this gets us to just having a field day. Oh, this game's over. He doesn't even have the coins to yoink the Gezrus. Another damnation on a 2-power card. Roderick will give him some coins, I guess.
Who is it you believe stands before you?
And by some coins, I mean 1 coin. And then next turn, he can steal Gezrus.
Too fast for you, Dwan.
Yeah, here comes the yoink. Like, Cleaver is your best card.
Smash your noggin, Rudge!
And Troko is winning with a healthy margin. 21 points. Could this round 3 have gone a different way? I'm not sure, but I feel like there's things Skiko did that could have been... Like, all those things might have added up. Those 4 coins there, like 3 or 4 intimidations on Cleaver. Maybe that's not enough. I don't know. Okay. So now it's 1-0. Max Shamir wins game 1. And what will they pick in this game? So Syndicate didn't get through. Scoia'tael for Max Shamir got through. So Max Shamir has to either play Sihil or Vampires from Blue Coin. And of course, Skiko can pick any of his 3 coins. From Red, we might see Pirates here. Yes. So we see Vampires from Blue and Pirates from Red. This should be interesting. Troko has both Golden Necker and Necrotome in hand. Mulligan's a Necro because he doesn't want to play a second one in round 1. He has a Last Wish, which he's going to mulligan, and he gets it out. That's actually very good. This is a very serviceable hand. I'll be curious to see if Katakan is the opener, because you don't want to just drop a Necrorat and play it for 5 points. A Squirrel gets mulligan by Skiko. That's interesting to me because... Oh, wow. Max Shamir mulligans the Jotun. He doesn't want... Like, sometimes Jotun is how you just end the round. He mulligans it. I mean, he could grab it again with Curse Scroll, I guess, if he needs to, but I don't think he would mulligan it if he... He wanted to get a Flutter. And he does grab one from Curse Scroll. He puts Necrotome at the bottom, which is perfect. Usually you use Curse Scroll sometimes for Golden Necker, but almost always if you have Necrotome, you use it to put at the bottom of the deck. It's a card you never want to draw. You only want to play it through Golden Necker. So now he's got Katakan with Roach on the board. And Skiko is just going to open Scenario. Hello. You know, it kind of makes sense because this Vampire deck really wants to win round 1. We're going to have a Decree into Operator. And a leader charge used to put it out of removal range. We see the flutter get infused, and so now a Brockvar warrior can kill it easily and get a bunch of armor. Okay, that was an interesting choice. He happened to get 2 pings on it with Cataclysm. I guess a Brockvar warrior doesn't activate Chapter 1, so he wanted to play a pirate. That part makes sense. It's also interesting to me that Troko kept Oriana, but not Jotun. I feel like Oriana's better in the Necrotome round. Jotun is just good anytime. And even if you're not going to play it round 1, it might be a card you used to bleed, but of course, now that Snare has been played, there's not a lot of reason for vampires to bleed. Or there's not as much reason. Now we have Abordash come out. Does this get Bloodthirst? Yes. Okay, so he can just kill this with like 3 pings. Chooses not to. What? Are we just letting these flutters live now? And Troko could drop a second flutter. He's gonna drop a Necrat first. He wants to save his leader charges. Looks like he's interested in only using 1 leader and having 2 leaders for round 3. Here comes a funeral boat. Now that it has 4 armor, perhaps it's going to be harder to get rid of. Should be a flutter, right? Don't be trying to save this flutter. Come on. You played operator, and you have another flutter in deck, and you have necromancer. We see a Plumard instead of a flutter. Okay. This is a lot of points for Troko now. Maybe it's right to not play the flutter. Because he like has a lot of points. But this funeral boat and the cataclysms on the board could really start to explode things. Where did this infusion go? It's on the Plumard. Yeah, we're gonna see cataclysm on the back row. Bunch of funeral boat pings, and the seagulls have come out. And even the bleeding killing units, because it happens during the fire player's turn, ends up proccing the funeral boat. Now we're playing the second flutter? No, now we're playing Oriana, and then we're bleeding something that was already bleeding, but it was also the only unit that had enough health for the Oriana bleed not to go to waste. Necrorat's still alive is really helping the situation for Max Tremere. This is, by the way, still infused. It hasn't been killed, even though...
Women, children, elders.
Okay, he's gonna hope for Cataclysm to start doing work on it. Oh my god, that is... All 3 pings, or two out of 3 pings go to the flutter again. Okay, so now Troko was dropping the second flutter and leadering again. I feel like this should have been on the melee route to protect the other flutter. Because now, yeah, the roach is going to get removed. You could even ping this once. Well, actually, it doesn't matter what he ping. He pings the flutter in the back. This Alp. Sticko can't pass because there's. I mean, he can't. He can, but he wouldn't win the round, and he wants to win the round. Not playing Alp first is. Wow, he chooses to lead rather than play an Alp. Why? I'm very curious about that. Because Alp needs 2 turns, and now, like, he could have played Alp, and that would have gone him ahead. And then Ice Giant next. Oh, and now we have 24 to 40 points. We got a leader charge being used. We have Terror of the Seas coming down, and it kills Oriana. Oriana goes down. Funeral Boat starts shooting. Fire on the back row. Fire on the front row. The board does Blood and Fire, a song of pirates and vampires. Will Skiko win the round on even? Troko can drop to Alp. It will play for 4 plus 6. That's some number that's bigger than 4, and that should be enough to get Troko ahead. But then, you know, Golden Necker's not a card you're ever playing in round 1. So this Funeral Boat has been kind of a MVP of the round for Skiko. Troko is deploying his last playable card and hoping that Skiko will pass, but I'm just not seeing it. Skiko is, you know, he can easily play a Brockvar Warrior for 8 points and get ahead. Wait, no, he can't. He's got 3 bleeding. Figure math 22. Yeah, he would have to also leader. Is Sove an option? Sove with only 2 beasts. So the leader charge is used, and we are gonna see. And how did the flutter die? Well, that was the infused flutter. So the 1 damage from the Rocket Warrior would kill it, and this is what Troko's forced to pass. So losing on even in round 1, although his opponent did commit a scenario and Terror of the Seas, but I think Skiko is very happy with how that round went. And this has been a Hypecast. Squirrel gets mulliganed again. Rocco doesn't have any leader charges to kill a squirrel with anymore. Ooh, we could just see Ragnarok. So oh, this is the dirty hand for Skiko. I would go for it, because if you can get Golden Necker out, you just win. And done with D4? Probably. I mean, I'm not going to say done, but apparently haven't really felt the desire to play it. There's a lot of other games I'm excited about playing at the moment.
I hear tomorrow's succulent call.
And we see Axel as the Onira target. So this is setting up a Ragnarok Chapter 2 payoff here as well. But Sov will go melee row, so Axel melee row makes sense also. Well, I mean the crows. Axel always has to go melee in this deck. Rocco doesn't have a leader charge for the flatter. In that last round, when he, instead of playing the Alp, he leader charged, I felt like that was a massive misplay. And now he's kind of paying for it. Not that it matters. He was, after losing round 1 on even, he was doomed. Here comes Sov. Takes 1 damage from the Bloodthirst and then 5 from the Ragnarok. And I mean, Rocco has to Golden Necker now. He doesn't have a choice. Here comes Jotun. It's a pretty good card for him. And because of the board, you get a little frost effect. That's not actually doing anything. That is actually enough to get ahead. Holy crap. But Morkvarg will have something to say about that. Nice Jotun, he says. Let me just hit that 16 billion times. Bam, 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 bam. And then clear skies just to rub salt in Troko's wound, and Troko's gonna play a Proto Flatter. It's gonna play for 10 points. It's not enough. GG. So Skiko ties up the series, marauding some vampires with his double snare pirates deck. Crazy stuff. That was a crazy round one. What a good insight from Skiko to just jam scenario right off the bat. Of course, you have to draw the snare to do that, but still. So Pirates and Guerrilla Tactics have gone through. Now Troko is red coin. I'm gonna expect Nilfgaard here. So we're gonna have to see Sihil Spies against either Line Pockets or Tatterwing. And I think both are interesting matches. The year is 2028. Bloodset is 25 provisions. Vampires are still tier 2. Yo, we got some YouTube chatters. Hey, John Romero, good to see you. The John Romero? Yes, yes. Well, there's a Gwent player named John Romero, right? Is Witcher 4 coming out in 26? Has there been a date announced? The only thing we're commenting on is that we're not launching in 26. It's gonna be a while, guys. My guess would be 27. But we'll see. And hopefully, no, even when Witcher 4 comes out, there's not going to be a Gwent 2. Gwent is done, guys. It's if they were planning on revitalizing Gwent, they would never have shut it down. They would have kept a very small team working on it. Like one guy doing balance would have been, you know, worth it if you were planning on taking another crack at Gwent. Why kill it, right? Okay, so Skiko opens with Hive Mind, and Troko responds with Land of 1,000 Fables into Sihil, because there is a 1-power Wispus on the board, and who can blame him? You kind of can't play around that as Arrakis. You just focus on playing what you're going to play. Troko actually decides to immediately lock the Kikimor Hatchling. Skiko on the other side goes ahead and plays an Arrakis Nest, which spawns or transforms one of the drones into a Kikimor Warrior, which has been buffed to 4 power, but at the cost of 5 provisions recently. Crest Scroll used to grab on Neuromancy. And we see Sihil into Imperial Enforcers. No, it's Emir into Imperial Enforcer. Okay. So Max Remir really wanted to put on the pressure. He can play an infiltrator to kill this. And finish it off with an Imperial Enforcer. This is non-devotion Emir, so the order is only usable once. Yeah, we know there's Gwent in The Witcher 4. Because in the trailer, or in the tech demo, they were talking about like walking around town, or she might go play around. Like they said something like a round of Gwent. So Gwent will be in The Witcher 4. I mean, obviously I don't know, but like if I were to bet, I would say that it's, I mean, it was so popular. They'd be mad to not have Gwent in The Witcher 4. Whether it will be exactly like the Witcher 3 Gwent, or if it will be more like Thronebreaker Gwent, I would expect it to be more like Thronebreaker Gwent, but or Rogue Mage Gwent, you know? So what does Sihil add now? Sihil adds add 3 damage. And Kikimor warriors have been stopped. But Kiko has a lot of bodies on the board. This hasn't transformed yet. So he needs to still get a death blow with it. Can't. Troko has to be careful not to. Okay. Because one time in this tournament, he like used it on the wrong target in round 1 and he lost his Sihil, and that was it. So he can copy a Kikimor warrior now.
This will not be pleased.
And unlike Revenants, where they damage an enemy unit, these has to damage a friendly unit. And Troko yoinks the informant, probably so he can target it with a Kikimor warrior. The thing is, Skiko can... Uh-oh. Player connection lost? No. Please, please. Whew! We're back. It would be fun if like you could go to a tavern and play Gwent multiplayer, but that's a whole level of tech and like matchmaking and friend list, and like they had none of that in Witcher 3, and it's clearly not their bread and butter. Here comes Sihil. Is this adjacent unit? No, Bronzala. So he could put this on the back row and hit the lock. And this is gonna die. Yeah.
Just a peek. That is all I need.
Why not put this in the front row? I feel like one in the front was better, because now you only have one target for your Kikimor. I mean, I guess he'll play an infiltrator. Here comes Laura. And now it's 17 to 48. I don't see Troko continuing to play here. This is 10. And then this is an extra 8. Or an extra 6. So he can play 16 points. That would put him at 33. He would still need another 16 points the following turn to get ahead. I don't see how he does it. And like his double cross won't be good. Okay, he's gonna go for it.
A secret compartment. Delightful.
He's just kind of bluffing, I think, at this point. And it's... Let's see if Skiko will fall for it. It's the kind of thing Troko would do where he'd be like, well, if I lose this round, I'm losing no matter what. So I might as well go for the tricky play and hope it works. What is dead may never die. Oh, Skiko doesn't take the bait. Skiko passes and well, this is 7. He's gonna lead her. Get Oniromancy, at least. Okay. Oniromancy will be enough. Like he can just play an emissary or something. Emissary is 6 points. Emissary is enough.
A shame I have no time.
And almost every stream you have that one guy saying Gwent is dead. We are aware. Well, it's Uchi. They're not saying like dead game. They're saying like no point worrying about Gwent dying. It's already dead. Or if this Gwent stays alive to Lucha 4, then Gwent is immortal. Thanks for the follow, Vim123. Appreciate it. We do this tournament every Sunday. So Skiko just plays... Troko passes and Skiko just plays an Draga. It's gonna be... it's gonna be a challenge for Troko. Because he... Like, while Sihil... Well, I don't know, actually. Sihil can remove stuff. He needs to draw the other Impera Enforcer, though. Because, like, I think he needs to get rid of this Purify. He gets rid of Fur Cart? He does have 2 Oniros, but Oniros aren't actually great. In Onira into Furcart into Onira into Brothans, all in one turn. So I guess there's that. Yeah. That's my prediction for the play that Troko does here. And then once there's Frost, then he'll play his Ramon into Sergeant. Actually, it should be Onira into Furcart into Onira into no. Okay, it's an enforcer. But that part actually makes sense. You want to have your enforcer on the board first. But now Ragnarok's gonna answer it. This is a soldier, so Ramon into Sergeant can protect it. That's exactly what we see immediately. Skiko is trying to be like uninteractive as long as possible. Troko is leveraging armor to deny Cataclysm value. And Ex Libris, thank you for the follow. Wait. No, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome in. So now we see a Night Wraith come down. We should see a Sihil here. Sihil into maybe a Slave Driver into Enforcer? No. It's Oniro. Oniro into Furcart into Sihil.
Nilfgaard will conquer these lands, with our aid or without it.
Emissary to protect the Furcart. And then he's going to remove as many bodies as he can. So Max Remir's plan is just to try and limit the number of bodies to reduce the value that Laura would get.
Run, you'll not get far.
And Skiko will try and get some removal. Well, he doesn't really have any control, actually. Probably his best Oniro is Arrakis Nest. He'll want to have bodies on the back row. Does he have any consumes? He does. So we'll take care of the Naglfar. Slave Driver into Imperial Enforcer. This will get Nat selection. This is kind of a gamble by Troko. Not going for a Sergeant. Yep. Blackfire is a bit... because Sergeant would have been... like 3 more points. But I guess since his... yeah. I'm curious why you went to the back row. Why not stack the same row to protect it from Frost? Because now when Gales comes down, it can play Frost on both rows. I feel like that's a small misplay by Troko. He also drew Roderick. He'll play it to... Roderick will play into Brothans for an emissary, so that will... I'll get some points here. But maybe it's better to play Sihil now. Hard to say, because Brothan's down earlier is more assimilate points. And more bodies removed. So Skiko is going to go ahead and drop the Gales now. Full leaders to get maximum Lara value. He does answer the Brothans as well with his Ragnarok. And suddenly he's got 51 to 29 points. And Troko's wondering if he should have maybe heatwaved the Ragnarok. Probably not. Again, I wonder if row stacking front row wouldn't have been better.
Empirically,
Because this armor was just always going to protect him. Sihil will now play for 3 points. Well, 4, if you count the assimilate proc. And Skiko is up by 49. It's already winning, so even if this Morvat gets heat wave, which it will, it won't be enough. It's the 28-point Tatterwing on the board. Skiko wins the round by 7 points and goes up in the series 2-1, winning a game against Sihil with Tatterwing. As always, your support means a lot, especially in the Christmas season. For those of you who have the means and want to support what we do here, those are some shameless links you can use. That helps me out a ton. Of course, just being here helps also. Rocco, it's a best of 5. Here we go. I was right. He was. That's why he said Keck. I was like, should I tell him? Should I tell him it's best of 5? Like, he knows. Surely he does. But I'm glad I reminded him. Okay. So Skiko now has to play Syndicate for the next 2 games. Rocco can either play Vampires or Sihil. Probably he'll play Vampires from blue. The thing is, Skiko has, like, the Syndicate deck has Fallen Knight and Casimir, which all have Veil. And he's got Philippa to steal a Flutter. And Vampires Necrotome can't really bleed very well. Like, they can bleed a little, but they can't. Especially if Syndicate fights for round 1. It's gonna be a rough time for Troco. Well, let's see. Let's see what they do. Any mods want to do a prediction? Let's wish both players all the best draws so we can see a good game. Insane production values. Skiko mulligans the Brawler. Okay, so Troco goes with Sihil instead, and he's just going to open with Emir into Enforcer. This will be interesting. How will Skiko respond to the Emir Enforcer opener? Because he's gonna open Casimir.
What the fuck did you say?
And I think this just gets heat wave. Right? I guess not. I guess the goal here is to get your Sihil set up, so you're not really in a hurry. And Skiko doesn't... I mean, he can play a blacksmith and be annoying. I don't know, maybe he'll do that. Oh, he's gonna play Nova Justice into, what, a blacksmith? Yeah, that's even more tempo. So, Skiko is saying, I'm here to stay. Spends down to 0 to get another explosive barrel. Draco can't play Sihil yet, so he's gonna have to play a lock to get rid of the blacksmith. And he also has to keep using these enforcer charges. Like, he can't combo them with Sihil because Sihil has initiative. I almost feel like Sihil doesn't even need initiative anymore. Because, like, it's not like when you get it to transform, you get some sort of massive value. It stays at 3. Imagine if we could just modify tags on cards.
How low we have fallen.
Just a peek. That is all I need.
So Troko drops another spy. And he said he's got a 1 and a 2 on the board. Skiko can put a dent in these plans, though. If he just plays his blacksmith, he can just keep things at 2 power. Yeah, that's what he does.
Find ourselves in agreement.
And that will force Troko to have to play yet another spy before playing his Sihil. And that's just going to be a bad time. I think Skiko was contemplating maybe using this with his last coin, but he chose instead to just spend. Rocco decides to just pass. He says, "You use Casimir and both of your blacksmiths to deny me Sihil value. I'm fine leaving the round." Interesting. It's also brave, just like willingly losing the round on even from blue coin is something I think more players should consider. There are times when it's the best option. You don't have to try to win round 1 at the expense of losing the game. Sometimes your highest winning chance is to just give up round 1. Losing on even is not the end of the world if you didn't spend a lot of resources. If you spend a lot of resources and then you still lose round 1 on even, then you're screwed.
Protect us.
Ooh, this is where Rocco can actually punish Skiko, I think. So like between Brothans and all of his spies, he can get a lot of value out of Fallen Knight.
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
That's what we see. Well, first we have to see if Skiko will commit to the bleed. Mosh acting like a true mill player.
Yes, you! Have you made your offering?
Come at me if you
So Skiko's stepping on the gas. He drops the Hemelfart, gets out a new Fallen Knight, and Max Tremere is gonna have to do something to counter that. It's gonna be Furcart into Sihil.
With our aid or without it?
A secret compartment. Delightful.
Into Mage Infiltrated. Sihil is now at 2. And there's a million targets for it. But I think we'll just see a Congregate now. That will put this out of Sihil range. Oh, wow. Cleaver first. Okay, Sihil still can't kill this yet.
I stand.
Not having an enforcer on the board really sucks here. If he had drawn enforcers instead of one of these sergeants, then he could Ramon into enforcer, play an enforcer, and then this fur card would be giving him a lot of value on those enforcers. But as is, he's down 21 points, and Gekko shows no signs of stopping. He is relentless. What is happening? Oh, that was double cross. He was choosing what to... Is this? This is an order, so you can't double cross into Igni. That's unfortunate. Now this is going to play 2 crimes, and it's going to be really powerful for Skiko. Goes with Assault. Why not Hysteria? Hysteria was more carryover. But it doesn't really matter. 53 to 14. It's going to be Oniro into Brothans.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love?
Put this here.
Freak.
My duty
There it is.
to stick
Good job.
my nose where it doesn't belong.
Was copying a knight better? Because Ramon would proc it once, and Remedy would proc it once. I guess not.
Be ashamed to let this beauty go to waste.
What is Furco gonna play? Furco could play Damnation, could play Congregate, could even play XCOM. And this Cleaver's gonna keep printing money.
dum anima est, spes est.
Deals. Novigrad's built.
So he'll finally transform. 10 cards into the game. The thing is, if Skiko passes now, Troko actually can't catch. But he's not even going to do that. He's going to play another card. It's going to be Furco. And it's going to be Furco into another Hemelfart. That is a lot of points. 77 to 41. Now Troko wishes he had that Igni. I guess Igni would play for 13 points. But it would still do better than the leader that he got last time. Would it have though? Did he use leader to kill a knight? I don't remember. There's Heat Wave on the Fallen Knight, but he's just hoping that Skiko will pass here. But there's no... Well... yeah, I guess Skiko should kind of pass here. Because he can't play Igni.
Greater
things.
He decides it's worth it.
Oh, you've done it now.
He's gonna just... That's it. That's it. Skiko wins the finals 3-1. Troko's Sihil deck ended up being... he loses with Sihil twice and he lost with Vampires once. And Skiko's wins the series with Pirates, Shadowwing, and Syndicate. GG's. Yeah, he was dead on the board by then. he needed an Igni from Double Cross or something. But I think these two games were kind of doomed. I don't see what Troko could have done differently. Game 1, he made 1 or 2 things I would have done differently. But I went with the deck I only play once, and you're like, oh, this? The Shearer deck? Yeah. Well played, Skiko. Let's get the champ command updated. A round of applause for our competitors. Always a pleasure to see you in these tournaments. I know a few people couldn't make it this week. I hope we see them next week. So there'll be another one on the 21st. Sunday, 21st of December. Vampire was not a terrible matchup, but he draw the... Yeah, playing scenario round 1 against Vampires was actually very cool. A lot of people wouldn't have done that, and as soon as it came down, I was like, oh, yeah. Well, you played an Ice Giant instead of an Alp. That was, and you leadered. That was not so good. Also, you mulligan Jotun. Jotun could have gotten you out of round 1. Those are the 2 things I would have done differently in round 1 in your Vampires game. Mulliganing Jotun and playing Ice Giant before Alp. You had 2 times to pass. I think you have to win a round there. Well, I don't know. He did play scenario. Maybe playing first in round 3 is fine. There is a Ragnarok, but sometimes you can just outpace them. If you have first say, right? Well, don't play scenario? You don't want to have Jotun in hand? Well, okay, the way I think about it is, with the Vampires deck, you need to win round 1, right? Like, you need to either round 1 or defend the bleed or do bleed. Like, round control is so important. Because you have certain cards that don't want to be played unless there's Necrotome on the board. Given that, having a 15 tempo card at your disposal, especially when you know you're going to have to decree for Operator, seems important to me. Whether it's defending the bleed, doing the bleeding, or just winning round 1 with it. It seemed like that was the whole point of Jotun. It's not a round 3 card. That's no prep? Yeah. Well, fortunately for you, here is your heads up. Next week, Sunday, December 21st, same time. The same time as the last 100 and something tournaments. Here, you know what? I'm actually going to make it right now. I'm going to make it right now so that, like, people aren't... Because sometimes people, like, just check on the website, I think. Here. Number 115. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Please leave a like if you like this content.